at your Lexus dealer.
Tonight, a deepening flood disaster here in Texas. A rising toll, a family feared dead while trying to escape. Also, a race against time to save people trapped in their homes. Dramatic rescues on live television as the nation's fourth largest city is paralyzed.
This is a landmark event for Texas. Texas has never seen an event like this.
The entire Texas National Guard now activated. With no end in sight, an epic storm expected to make landfall again, bringing a massive amount of rain on top of already historic devastation.
The house is flooding, and it's rising way too fast.
And tonight, banding together, the worst of times, bringing out the best of humanity deep in the heart of Texas. Nightly News begins right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, reporting tonight from Houston.
Good evening. It just won't stop. The heavy rain from Tropical Storm Harvey that has swamped the city of Houston and beyond. Neighborhoods, highways underwater in a disaster unlike anything we have seen. There are at least 3 confirmed fatalities from Harvey and late word of 6 more possible deaths. Amid the misery, remarkable moments of bravery and caring as people, neighbors, and first responders answer the cries for help. At least 2,000 people rescued in an urban boat lift as Coast Guard choppers lift others to safety. Scenes reminiscent of New Orleans 12 years ago. Tonight, the storm at the center of the disaster, Harvey, is not done yet. On track to make an incredible third landfall. Weakened but persistent. And tonight, possibly increasing its deadly toll.
A family of 6 now missing and feared dead after their van was swept away by floodwaters, including 4 children under 16 years old and their great-grandparents, according to 2 relatives. More tragic news and a growing disaster. Tonight, Houstonians are still under siege in a city still underwater. The Texas National Guard now fully activated, 12,000 deploying to help the stranded, for whom there are few ways out. Helicopters plucking people from their homes, boats taking residents out of inundated neighborhoods.
The rescue people came and took us to what was here.
Firefighters alone responding to 5,500 calls. Residents clinging on to whatever they can carry. Rositza Dimitrov's family was rescued by boat this afternoon.
The house is flooding, and it's rising way too fast.
They live just west of Houston, where in an unprecedented move, the Army Corps of Engineers is doing controlled releases from 2 reservoirs before the storm even moves away. It's an effort to reduce the risk of destructive flooding and lessen the chances of dams bursting.
We were fine until they released the reservoirs, so everything started happening really fast this morning.
You weren't flooded before then?
Not yet, no. The waters were rising, but we weren't flooded before then. So I understand they have to do what they have to do to save Houston, but that really triggered and accelerated the process.
Where's the truck?
Jean Wilkie traveled 200 miles with her family to help.
We bought this raft in San Antonio and came out here, and those rafts are the ones that are going into like cul-de-sacs where our outboards can't get in.
In the Houston area, some places seeing over 3 feet of water and counting. As first responders from across Texas struggle to keep up. 75,000 911 calls already.
Thank you.
And those are just the people who could get through.
What citizens were experiencing earlier was a constant ring and thinking that our system was down. Our system hasn't been down. It's just the long-awaited calls.
Many who didn't get through took to social media, pleading for help.
A lot of people are frustrated.
The sheriff's office is telling those still waiting to be rescued to hang a sheet from a window so rescuers can find them. Over the past 24 hours, the images have been stunning. Emotionally wrought families wading through waist-deep water in search of dry land. Those who try to drive do so at their own peril. A traffic camera captured this SUV submerge with the driver still inside. Firefighters fight the swift current and hoist him onto a raft. Meantime, a pair of photographs remind people how Harvey has altered this city. These are the faces of Harvey, a displaced father holding his child, an elderly couple forced from their home, families with nowhere to go. But these too are the faces of the storm, volunteers from far and wide, neighbor helping neighbor, stranger helping stranger.
Keep in mind, a lot of those small boats you've seen involved in rescues, they have to be driven at least close by. And as we discovered in trying to shoot this story today, some places you simply can't go. You're on a highway and suddenly there before you is water like this. There's no alternative but to turn around and try and find another route to where you're going. And sometimes it just doesn't exist. While there was no evacuation ordered for Houston before the storm hit, this unprecedented catastrophe has forced thousands to flee their homes in and around this city to seek safety and shelter, many leaving everything behind. For more on the urgent evacuation efforts, we turn to NBC's Jacob Rascone. Jacob.
This is now a mass evacuation. Tens of thousands of Houstonians suddenly displaced.
How bad is this flooding compared to other flooding?
Bad.
This is awful.
In Fort Bend County, south of Houston, they arrived by the truckload at a Kroger. Shaken, even terrified, and heartbroken. This infant had trouble breathing but is expected to survive. Many flocked to the city's primary evacuation shelter, the George R. Brown Convention Center.
And they were very nice. They had T-shirts and blankets and stuff for us here and things to eat, so we're very happy for that.
But the needs so massive, private businesses are stepping up. Gallery Furniture, which housed evacuees during Hurricane Katrina, now a temporary home for hundreds of Harvey survivors who sleep on display beds.
Whatever we can do to help these people in a time of need, that's what we're going to do.
Makeshift evacuation centers are everywhere. The halls of this elementary school lined with displaced families, plucked from rooftops and doorways nearby, fed and clothed here by volunteers.
Water just started rising really high.
Jessica Millard and her 3-week-old daughter Addison have nothing but their lives and a large plastic bag they carried out.
Everyone is doing really good. Yeah, we're very blessed and grateful.
What may be the worst catastrophe this city has ever seen.
Was Houston ready for this?
No, the answer is that Houston was as ready for this as any city could be ready for this, but you cannot foresee the future.
And the evacuation centers will continue to fill up as neighborhoods where homeowners say it's never flooded do just that. The rescues have been non-stop all day, and the evacuees just hope they have somewhere to go. Lester?
Jacob Rascone tonight, thank you. And to the southwest of Houston, a mandatory evacuation is in effect for all of the community of Bay City, where the rush was on today to clear out ahead of the approaching floods, which are expected to affect every structure there and could leave the community under as much as 10 feet of water. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is there and has the latest.
It's a race against time. In Bay City, Texas, a frantic rush to evacuate the senior center. The worst flood in memory is coming.
What's your name?
Monica Carpenter told us she had nowhere to go after she barely missed the last bus of evacuees.
You missed the bus?
Or whatever they had to go on. So now I'm just stuck.
Her panic overwhelming.
Or anybody still here so I can use a phone. I don't have a phone, I don't have anything.
How desperate is the situation right now, man?
It's bad. It's really bad.
She'd ignored Bay City's mandatory evacuation order until now. Local authorities predict Harvey could ravage this town of 18,000 people with as much as 10 feet of water. This is the Colorado River, expected to overflow its banks very soon, possibly flooding the entire downtown just miles away. County Judge Nate McDonald estimates a third of the town is choosing to stay.
How serious is the situation right now?
It's completely serious. It's a potentially catastrophic seriousness for us. We've got a Colorado River about a half mile that way that's projected to come up to potentially record flooding.
But hundreds of residents did heed the warnings and escaped on the last buses out to nearby Rosenberg this afternoon.
I was calling the storm a bluff from the beginning, but I guess it made a believer out of me.
Tonight, as the raging river rises, this town's future is in limbo. But as we spoke with Monica Carpenter, someone she knew recognized her and gave her shelter just in time. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, Bay City, Texas.
NBC News meteorologist Dylan Dreyer has been tracking every step of this storm. And Dylan, as you've been warning, this thing is far from over, including another landfall. I had to shake my head at that. Walk us through the next days and hours, if you will.
Well, we are going to see a third landfall, most likely near Galveston, Texas, and we are looking at that to happen early Wednesday morning. In the meantime, this whole system is still dumping tons and tons of rain in the Houston area, in Bay City, in Victoria. We're starting to see it lighten up a bit. Now it's shifted over into Louisiana. It's still meandering east-southeast, and it's going to pass out over the water. That's going to maintain the strength as a tropical storm. It's going to make its way as a third landfall Wednesday morning, and then it's going to move up into Arkansas and eventually up into Kentucky, where it could bring about 4 to 6 inches of rain. Around here, we're still looking at an additional 10 to 15 inches of rain, putting storm totals up around 50 inches. And because of that, we have flash flood warnings all across the area because, as you've noticed, the rain comes down heavy at times and it doesn't let up. And that's why we're continuing to see the flooding, and it's not going away anytime soon.
And this is still coming out. I will note, I walked out here 20 minutes before this broadcast. I was standing on the sidewalk. Now I'm in the water, a little bit of water, but it's coming up. Our team is also right on the coast in Rockport, Texas, a city that took a direct hit when Hurricane Harvey made landfall. The threat also far from over there, with another round of flooding expected amid the devastation. Much of that community is wiped out. The mayor estimates 30 to 40% of the structures are destroyed or uninhabitable. Power and water services are out. Communications remain down, and a curfew is in place between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. because there are no street lights on around that city. Meantime, tonight, President Trump is preparing to head here to the storm zone tomorrow to monitor the situation on the ground. This natural disaster, a major test for how his administration will respond. The president taking questions late today during a news conference at the White House. Our chief White House correspondent, Hallie Jackson, is there.
Thank you. President Trump promising help for Houston and beyond after Harvey.
They're saying it's the biggest, it's historic. It's really like Texas, if you think about it.
A point he made again at a press conference with the Finnish president.
I've already spoken to Congress, and everybody feels for you and feels for what you're going through.
And even while the hurricane battered the Texas coast late Friday, President Trump created a storm of his own by pardoning controversial former Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Actually, in the middle of a hurricane, even though it was a Friday evening, I assumed the ratings would be far higher than they would be normally. You know, the hurricane was just starting.
The president clearly prepared to defend the move today, pulling from his suit pocket a list of other presidential pardons and commutations.
President Clinton pardoned Mark Rich. Susan Rosenberg. President Obama commuted the sentence of Chelsea Manning.
Arpaio, who got to know the president during the so-called birther movement, has been accused of treating prisoners too harshly and was recently convicted of contempt of court for defying a judge's order to stop racially profiling Latinos.
He is loved in Arizona. I thought he was treated unbelievably unfairly.
House Speaker Paul Ryan publicly rebuking the president for that pardon, and both Arizona senators, both Republicans, also disagreed. Despite that, defiance from Donald Trump.
Sheriff Joe is a patriot. Sheriff Joe loves our country. Sheriff Joe protected our borders. And Sheriff Joe was very unfairly treated by the Obama administration.
President Trump will visit the Corpus Christi area tomorrow. Despite critics' concerns it's too soon for a presidential visit, the president will avoid Houston, which has been hardest hit. And even before his first visit to the storm zone, he's planning a second, announcing he may head to Louisiana this weekend. Lester?
Hallie Jackson tonight at the White House. Thank you. There's breaking news this evening from North Korea firing a ballistic missile that flew over northern Japan, prompting the Japanese government for a time to warn its citizens to take cover. It was the first time a North Korean projectile crossed over Japan in nearly a decade. It was the second launch from the north in 4 days. Defiant moves in the face of President Trump's threats of fire and fury should Kim Jong-un fire a missile at the U.S. or its territories. Still ahead as we continue here tonight, the impact from Harvey all across the country. How much more you may have to pay at the pump as the storm wreaks havoc on refineries here. Also, a whole new Whole Foods, the big savings that shoppers are already seeing starting today, now that Amazon's takeover is a done deal. Hope you can stay with us.
Hi. Looks like Verizon hooked the whole fam.
They sure did. Guy who used to ask if you could hear him now with Verizon.
Or just Paul.
We've been up here for ages.
You should switch to Sprint like I did. Nowadays, every network is great. But with Sprint, you're not paying a ton for unlimited or overages.
Thanks, Pa. Works for me.
Daddy, can we switch to Sprint? I don't feel too good.
Don't